Hello all, my name is Shikha Jain. Today our discussion topic is execution process of a program. So first we see the basic program of C. Here I have written this program, you can see here. This is the basic program of addition of two numbers with the help of function. You can see here we have included a file, a header file stdio.h. Then we defined here a function, that is function prototype. Then we simply enter two numbers and here we call a function. This is our function calling. Then this is, we have made our function, that is name with add. Here simply we add two numbers and return a number, that is C. Here we are printing the result of a C program. At this point I am hoping that you all know the basic programming of C. So you can simply understand this is the basic program, addition of two numbers. Now we will see what is the compilation process of that program. Means after written this program, you just simply save the program. How to save it? We just save the program with the name. Suppose we are naming this program first.c. We save this program with the extension of .c. Okay. Now we will compile. The next process is compilation. We will compile this program. So what the steps we will follow in the compilation of a program. Okay. These are this is the first phase of the compilation process, that is preprocessor. Now we will see what is the work of preprocessor. First of all, this is our program. We can say it as a source program. We can also say it as a source program. This is our source program. First, this program goes to the first phase of the compilation process, that is preprocessor. Means input for the preprocessor is source program. Now what preprocessor does? Preprocessor it will substitute all the directives in use in this program, like macro. It will substitute all the macros values with the original value. Like what macro is? Macro expansion. For an example, hash define. I hope you all know what is macro. Suppose we are in this program, we are not using yet. Suppose the program has hash define with some value, suppose max 20. Then what will the preprocessor does? Preprocessor will substitute the max variable with the value 20 in the whole program, where the max variable is using. Okay. The next thing is hash include. This is also a preprocessor directive. This is called file inclusion. Then what preprocessor does? It will include all the header files which are included in stdio.h. So also it will do file inclusion, like hash include. Means here we can see the before the compilation, the preprocessor doing, it will substitute all the macros value and also it will include all the header files which is included in standard input output library. It will include all the header files, means all the library files before the going to the compilation, next further compilation. So the next we have input source program, then after preprocessing we will get modified source program. Modified source program, or we can say extended source program. Means our source program has been modified with the hash define means the substituted values, and it will included all the header files in our program. So the preprocessor output is modified source program. Okay. The next phase of the compilation process is compiler. We have got the modified source program. Now it will goes to the compilation. What compiler does? Compiler convert the modified source program into assembly code. compiler क्या कर रहा, compiler is doing translation from modified source program to assembly code, assembly language code we can say, which is not completely binary, which is not completely high level language. It is it is the between from high language to low level language. Next phase of the compilation process is linker. Next phase of the compilation process is assembler. The input of the assembler will be assembly level language, assembly language code, and the output will be the machine code, or we can say binary code. What is the assembler, or what is the assembly language? We have all seen the assembly language is not completely high level language, or it is not completely the machine language. It is between both of them. Assembler will generate relocatable machine code. Or we can say binary code in the form of 0, 1. We all know at the end machine understand only 0, 1. Then assembler will convert the assembly code to the binary code. Now this binary code or machine code, it is a platform dependent. What the platform means? Platform means suppose we are using Intel as a hardware and Windows as a software. This combination makes an platform. So this machine code will different for different platform. Now what is the mean of relocatable? Relocatable machine code. Relocatable means we can relocate this code anywhere in the memory. You can see here, suppose this is a memory RAM and the assembler generated machine code. The machine code can be reloaded in this RAM or in this memory. You can load from here to here, or you can load from here to here. Means it is relocatable. It doesn't have any fixed memory address. You can relocate it anywhere in the memory. So it is relocatable machine code. The next phase of the compilation is linker. One more thing is assembler generating binary code, or we can say generate object file. Hopefully you have heard it. Object file means we have input our program, that is source program name first.c. We have inputted it. Then assembler will convert this first.c into the object file that is first.o, that is object file, or it will convert, it has converted first.c into first.a. Here we are using function. It will also do this function with convert. It will also convert this add function into object file, that is add.o. Or we are including here header files. Header files include many functions. Those functions which are using in our program, it will convert it into object files. So it will convert it first.c into first.a, and add.o, we are using add function here plus all the library functions. So what the assembler doing, it will take input as a assembly language and it will convert it into object file, or we can say binary code. Okay, now we have got all the object files regarding all the functions we are using in the program. Now the next phase of the compilation process is linker. Now what linker does, linker link all the object file which has been generated into converted into a single executable file. We can see here the assembler generated first.o, first object file, add.o, and all the library functions, all the object files. The linker will link all the object files and convert it into single executable program. You can see here we are using here function. It is calling this add function kind of we are doing here linking. This is called linking. Means this is two functions which are linking with the help of linker. Also we are calling printf, we are calling scanf. So what linker does all the linking in the program. So what it will do, it will link all the objects files and convert it into single executable file. This is executable file. Now we got the single executable file. It will store anywhere in our secondary memory. Now the next is loader. We have got the single executable file. It will store anywhere in the secondary memory. What the loader does, loader is a single program, or we can say it is a part of the operating system which will load this executable file into main memory to execute. Loader is a part of operating system which will load this executable file into the main memory for the execution. So what loader does, loader load this executable file into main memory. It will execute here and will produce output according to our program. So all these are the phases of the compilation. One more thing here, we are using linker for linking all the files. The linking can be done in two ways. This linking can be done in two ways. First is static linking. And second is dynamic linking. Static linking and dynamic linking. Now what is static linking is? Static linking, this is the linking process which perform at the compile time, which we have done here. At the compile time, it will link all the objects files. But in dynamic linking, this linking perform at the runtime. Means when we execute our program, then this dynamic linking perform. Here in C programming, always static linking perform, means the linking will be done at the compile time. But in Java language, dynamic linking perform, means linking will be done at the runtime. What is the advantage and disadvantages? In static linking, the execution process will be fast. How? Because in static linking, we have done all the linking, means all the objects file will be linked at the compile time. So the run time will be less for static linking because all the linking has been performed at the compile time. But in dynamic linking, the execution time will be more. It will take time to execute because all the linking will be done at the runtime, so it will take more time to execute. So this is the difference between these two. So this is all the basic phases of the compilation process, or we can say execution process. So this is done from my side. Hope you all understand well. Thank you.